All right, hello everyone. Hope you can hear me here. Looks like you can. Welcome to part 3 of my trip to see NASSAU Tower in Mineola back in 2007. Looks like this teaches me to start an hour early because I don't think I have anybody in the stream right now. But I've got an early get up tomorrow. I'm going out with my NRHS chapter to Long Branch. I've actually never been past Red Bank on the NJCL, as odd as that might sound. Anyway, last week we had left Mineola, passed back through Jamaica, transferred to the J train, or the JZ, I don't know which one it was. And at the time, that was run with either a mix of R42s and R40s. So, you're going to get a rail fan window on the way into that. So we're going to pick this up at Broadway Junction, and going to head back all the way across the Williamsburg Bridge. Though we will not be seeing neither 4th Avenue or Governor's Island. So let's just begin here. Broadway Junction is where the L, it's a major thing on the old Brooklyn, Manhattan. I think it's the BMT, where the L, JZ, and then there's a underground connection to the Fulton Street line of the ACE. I think there's a whole bunch more L activity there. And once again, I want to remind people that in New York City subway, every remaining bit of elevated infrastructure they have is not technically L's. They are elevated subways. L cars, like in Chicago, or to an extent the Market Frankfurt, use shorter, smaller rolling stock, where the third rail is closer to the track and it uses overrunning shoes. They also had wooden platforms, and they had often had wooden cars. That's kind of the reason that the L's were demolished in the 1950s. The original rolling stock was end of life, and by that point in time, the NYCTA was looking to downsize. Also, the ancient 19th century elevated structures were also falling apart. So here we are at Broadway Junction, heading toward the East New York Station. This is going to be Signal 380. Last week I did a little bit of research on Broadway Junction after the thing. It's actually quite interesting. I remember that to a certain point, something about the tower. There were 2 towers associated with Broadway Junction. Tower 2 here we're going to see in a little bit, but the big one that people tend to remember was the Tower 1. It was elevated above everything and handled the junction between the what is this, the Jamaica line and the Canarsie line. And if you look at the schematic interlocking diagram here, this will tell you various dates, when the contracts were let and whatnot. And we can see that, oops, here we go. Master control, blah, blah, blah. Relay room 1 control at 19... So the tower started to be closed in 1992. It continued. They closed more of it in 1995, more of it in 1997, and I think they finally closed the last of it in 2001. And I believe that this would have been the second to last mainline interlocking tower that had a lever machine that was not part of the... No, a lot of those, there were a whole bunch of those... Wait. Maybe that's just this wasn't on the IRT, so don't listen to me. So this is going to be, where are we here? It said 380, I believe. Yeah, there it is, 380. Oops, I need to get that what the number on that are, those R42s over there. Number 4732. What's that one next to it? Looks like the 404. All right, looking good. So yeah, at this point in time, the JZ was still 100% railfan window equipped. For quite a few years after the R160s started coming in, replacing the R38s, R40s, all but 50 or was it 50? Which would be enough to make, I guess it was 50, enough to make 5 trains were used for peak service of R42s. And you could, if you were lucky enough, you could ride one. Normally they would pull into they would run from East New York down to the Chambers or wherever and come back and pull into the yard. But I got lucky when I got one day. There was a mix-up and they ran it all the way to the end of the line. So that was my my little lucky day there. I have video of that too, 2011. That is the 402 signal. Here we are approaching. We got a nice single slip switch there. Quite a few on the BMT. There's I don't think there are any on the IND, and a few on the IRT. Definitely something that's around. Yep, is your single slip. So that we are looking at number 402 signal, the rear. Now this sort of dumpy structure is actually the second Broadway Junction tower. There were 2, both had US&S Model 14 machines. For something sitting on the end of the platform, it's something I've missed. I need to go scope it out a little bit more thoughtfully. And you can see it here on this diagram. That's Tower 1. There's your single slip switch. Here we have the Eastern, here it says Eastern Parkway. I think today it's all unified under East New York. And then tower number 2, or sorry, tower number 2 is right there. Although some of the signals, you can see which ones they point out, which ones are controlled by tower number 1. I actually might be wrong. I believe that, oh yes, I'm sorry, this is not a Model 14 machine. These are GRS pistol grips. There's no left or right, and each individual and crossover switches have 2 levers. See, 15, 14, 16, 17. So crossover on a pistol grip machine, it wouldn't necessarily be 2 levers, but they would be slaved together. Because just the way they worked, every little individual thing needed its own lever, where on the US&S Model 14s were quite a bit more advanced and could do a lot of that in circuitry and relay. And the signal beyond that is the 342. Oh, did I get zapped again? No, I'm good. We good? Yeah, we're good. This would be northbound. What's that, the 342 signal? Yeah, looks like it. closer photo of the old Broadway Junction 2 tower. I really gotta get out there and see what I can see inside of it. NYCTA is really good about stripping out like the old interlocking parts, but you never know. It's always worth a look. Yeah, we're good. Alright, departing Broadway Junction, we've got our 342 and 328 signals here. On this part of the Jamaica line, all three tracks are used, for the center track being a peak period reversible express track. It's definitely it is one of the nicer, especially when the R42s are on. It was one of the last great rail fan window experiences on the NYCTA. Here we have this is the connection to the this is an East New York Yard connecting track, the 341 switch. I'll include that other switch too, the 321A. And here we have the 336 switch and the 336 signal and the 305 switch. Wait, sorry, no, 340 signal and the 335 switch. I love that lineup of greens you have all the way there. Look at that, that's beautiful. This part has clearly been recently converted to LED. This is going to be the 310 and 314 signals. The 310 and 314. And here we have the 305A switch with the attendant lineup of automatics. Look how short those signal blocks are. It's pretty crazy. And here we have another R42 on the J. I think you can tell the difference between the R40s and the R42s. The R40s have that little cutout underneath each of the doors. The R42s, along with the R40s, both the slant and the normal ones. Sorry, when I say R40, like R40M, the non-slanted ones, they look very similar to an R42. Both, I think it was the R40. And it was not just like the R42 that set that look. It's just like today they've been using that damn R110 look for like 40 years. In the 1860s they switched to this sort of stainless steely look. The M1s, the M3s, the whole Metropolitan Cosmopolitan series, the R42s, the R46s, the R68s, the R62s. And then finally, when they finally with that the new fleet, they switched it over to the sort of the black front. I really wish they would have something newer, but it looks like they're just sticking with that R110 look. Not sure what station that is. Oh crud! I moved my map. So the question is, where is this? Yeah, I think that's Chauncey Street. Next. Okay, cool. Coming up on Myrtle Junction. The station there, that's where the relay room is, right there. That tower, it's also still there. I believe I've seen Urbex and photos of it. That still had, last I checked, had the GRS pistol grip type machine in it. We also are no longer seeing Union Switch and signals, which is what Broadway Junction got re-signaled with. We're seeing GRS. That's the Myrtle L. It used to run south to some place in Brooklyn. The part north of here was upgraded to, like I said, those subway weight standards, whereas the remainder of it was demolished because it was still under L standards, and there wasn't a good case to be made for it. So we have the 192 and 200 signals. And there's going to be the 184 and 188. One thing about New York City subway, because the way it does it's a one head, one route diverging. Complex interlockings are full of additional signals. For every facing point turnout, it has to be covered with an additional signal to give you the route, either straight or diverging. So if you have 3 possible routes, each one needs one. You're going to need 3. 3 possible divergings. You'll need 3 different signals to sort of let people know, or let the train sort of know, because otherwise there's no way to tell that through indication. Except yard, for a yellow over yellow over yellow yard signal. 184, 188. That's it for section 1. See if anyone joined us. We have a slightly short day today, but not super short. Oh, no one in chat not yet. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's still loading for some reason. One second. Oh, I see what the problem was. We diverged to the express track. So, yes, I didn't notice that. I just was seeing yellow over green. We got a green over yellow is diverging clear. And here, we're in the act of diverging. I just zoomed ahead. So here we have the rusty number 187B, 187 switch, and then 183. You can have 2. You only just have 1 facing point. So here we have facing point with 1 signal, trailing, trailing, trailing. You don't need another signal for those trailings. But every time you get a route choice, you get a new signal unless that route is into a yard. At that point, it can be something different. It can, you get yellow over yellow. That's the only other route that it can tell you. There we go. That's better. Again, 187 and 183A. Here we have, this is the British style flat junction, where the M line, the Metropolitan line, diverges. Nice, you have 1, 2, 3 diamonds, and 2 of them being single slips. Really neat. That is the 178 signal there. The ones behind it were behind. Damn it. So the fleet sizes for the R42s, R40 slants, and R40Ms are all about 200 units. I think there were more slants though. This is the 155, 157 single slip. Yeah, it's not D slips, they're single slips. $155, $157, and $165B. Once there we go. And finally, the old Myrtle Junction Tower, which I believe is still there. Although some of these are starting to get taken down. It's not ridiculously widespread yet. Yeah, there's the last bit left of the old L right there. And oh, maybe they have removed the tower. Yeah, looks like it's gone. Boy, that's a shame. Maybe a good idea. Maybe I get my my post this week. Oh, there it is. Wow, it's between 2018 and 2019. What a shame. It's kind of hard to get good lines on it except from the train. I mean, good photo lines on it. Trying to see if I can find another place I can view it. Nope, can't see it there. Might be able to see it here. 2021, 19. So it wasn't there in November. And it wasn't there in July. So it's between August and July 2018 to 19. Well, good to know. Where's this? Here we go. Yeah, I probably should have. I had been at this station. I thought I got some photos of it, but yeah, it's one of those things you just need to go and get out to places and do things. Alright, departing Myrtle Ave with an exit signal. So the station track, the center station track, can be used for shuttles to Metropolitan. That's why they will have this exit signal. This allows trains to turn in the block without having to. Well, you can have an express train coming at you from the next block, and this is the holdout signal that'll protect it. This is the 174 signal. And now we're at Marcy Ave. Now these are all re-signaled. Looks like in 1999. Wait, no, it's 1995. That's probably why all these towers were sitting around. But I'd like to see when was Myrtle done. I mean, yeah. 1995 installed. Yep. So I'm betting that tower was still open until 1995. Pretty good run. So this is the 880 signal at Marcy. You can see the Willie B and the HSBC building. I don't know what bank that originally was. I'll look it up when we get there. 880. This is going to be within Hughes Street, Hewes, if you want to spell it that way. Ah, damn it. And now we're getting right up to the meat. We got the 874 signal and the 885 and 875 switches. What's that? 885, 875. Yeah, without the rail fan window, you really can't get these photos anymore. Here we have the 864 at diverging clear, and the one next to it, the 878. I'm just going to keep this. This is pretty good photo-wise. So the what? 884 or 864? 864, 878. And the 870 there is sort of far and away. And the two switches we're looking at are the 865 and the 863. Oh, and that one's reversed too. We have auto number 160. And the 862, the 868 signal. How do... Oh, signal. Was 60170 clear? What did I see back before stuff happened? And come on. Just says signal. Okay, cool. And an interesting thing is that at most of the tunnels and stuff heading into the city, that's the one place you see train order lights. Those right there are train order. If those lower ones are both red, that means you got to stop and wait for stuff. Currently, it's getting a one-shot GT for 15 miles an hour for that curve. If you would bank, that is. Oh, it's that building right there. Williamsburg Savings Bank. Or it's that one. Oh, that's a cathedral. I guess the savings bank is a cathedral of capitalism. Ooh. Alright, let's see what we got here. It's the 154 and the 854. Sorry. No, the first one doesn't have it. 854. Oh, it's like an auto with a train order. That's interesting. Okay, so 854. Didn't know that those existed. Signal 154. Oops, I didn't do stuff here. All right, next. Oh, the same one, it just cleared. Sorry about that. Just focusing on this here. Gotta do this again. That looks like the best I can do for that one. And finally, we have Marcy Ave Tower. Again, it looks like this was closed in 1995, probably along with Myrtle and East and bits of East New York. There we go. All right, that's it for our second round. Third and final long, it can either break it up or have it run long. About 20 items here. Going up and over the bridge. Is that it? Oh, I got some weird New York State stuff. All right, I'm gonna cut this at 136. I guess I just did this on the way to go up to upstate New York. Do I have a number of what this guy is? No. So the one thing I don't get off my interlocking diagram are the bits of the like signal distances, I think. Oh, sorry. The automatic number plate. I don't have any of those, come in this set of whatever I got here. This is number 150. Yep, looks good. There you go. But what did I use for this one back in the day? No. There's always a kid looking out the front window. And that's what they took from you by their stupid transverse cabs so the crew can have a party. Here we have the Williamsburg Bridge on approach. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Good traffic. Oh man, it's awful traffic there. Try to get this nice and conformed here. There we go. Looks good. There's the rampway. You can't. I think yeah, you can walk across this one as well. All right, and the builder's plate and the tower. I was trying to read that. Williamsburg Bridge, blah blah. It's the typical stuff. It's not westbound. I keep forgetting it's northbound. Inside the truss of the bridge, more GT singles. This is 118 on a 20 mile an hour. There's an interesting thing that happened here, but I don't have photos for it really. But I'll describe it when we get to note. We're back to Union switches signals. Number 118 is the one we're looking at. The midpoint crossover with signal 113. What is that? 113. So coming down this end of the thing, this is where the famous Willie B accident happened, where due to a variety of reasons they freaked out because the signal spacing couldn't guarantee absolute you won't have a fender bender. So they flipped out, but this was the cause of it. There was a specific time when I was coming down here. That is the 103 signal, where this is still underneath what I'll call the canopy. Well, let me get out of the canopy and we'll see what we can do here. So this is 103 speed approach, or approach speed. All right, next. So what they had. So here's where the Willie B thing was, and you can see all the crazy signals here. There was something else. I don't know where this was. I don't know which side it was. I think we were reverse railing. They had a jillion trip stops, but they weren't attached to signals. They were labeled as blind trips, and that you would just have to watch them go down. And I think it was on the other side of that. I forget when I saw that, but I've never had a good explanation of what was going on there. Why those? I mean, the why, I guess, is just because this is where that the famous Willie B crash happened. But I don't know why they put in blind trips and not something to go with them. This is 94. This turns into a different line, like the Chambers line or something up ahead. What is this? 094 app. Okay, that's it for that section. There's one left. So it seems that I was doing this on the way up to New York City, not New York, upstate New York. So the next bits are from the Hudson line. That's some good stuff too. So let's see where we're at with that, and I'll get this wrapped up. Anybody have any questions? Doesn't look like you have any questions. All right. So here's the issue. Now, not only have I have a lot of photos of these signal bridges. That's really interesting. They've got a pole line feed there. This is the one that's right by the Hyde Park station. Huh, that's really weird with that pole line. There's a lot of neat stuff here. I wasn't anticipating this. No, it wasn't this one. That's CP114. So let's try 2021. Because I know I have good photos of this. Nope, that's signal 883. Wow, I think it was 2020. Because it was right before COVID then. Shkodak. When did I take pictures of that? CP114. There it is, 79. It was this one. I don't know why this is. Okay, so this is by the Hyde Park house. So if I cut in here, there's that pole line's gone. Huh, that's interesting. They must have run fiber with it. Let's see where I have this for a photo. That's the wrong way. I'm sorry for this little detour here. I just want to look at this stuff. So the Hudson line, so this is the old New York Central water level route, passenger line on the east side of the Hudson. Above milepost 75 in Poughkeepsie is owned by effectively owned by Amtrak. Here you go. And they still, for most of it, still has a lot of its New York Central searchlights and signal bridges, especially. Those are very endangered. So I'm. Oh, sorry. Let me load in these photos here. We'll see what we're going to do with it. I could just use the original names because they're generally correct, and I have a lot of these that have just tons. But it's still interesting. They have this pole line. I thought that they would have that was turned into that in the Conrail era that had been replaced with a telecom line, not but that's like an open wire one. Oops. Alright, let's see what we got here. I like that orange. I guess that works. I'll just replace these with the same name. At least the places that I've visited. Because I got a lot of these photos anyway from the back of the train. Here we have 81. I've done this one. This is one of the first ones I got. It's out by a boat ramp. I went with my friend. Saw this one. Oh, you know what? I'm changing this. This is bad mojo. I know why too. Because it's just not capturing enough. 91S plus 2S. AUTUMM, because they're all autumn. So this one here is the 81 1S plus 2S clear, gantry autumn. And here is the 83 with the Statsburg detector. This might have only been 3 tracks here. I'm not sure. I don't see how you could get 4 under that. This is where before they had PTC and stuff. I think the speed here is like 90, 95, but the detectors clock trains up at about 103 through here. Back when the crews were, back when you had the old school guys that knew how to really knew how to move it. Just want to see what I did back in 2021 with this. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me just grab a glass of water as my computer hashes out. I do have a new computer inbound. Just a matter of dealing with it. Oh yeah, I know that they're going to take down the pole lines. I mean that was enough. Even before PTC, pole line removal was a huge target for the railroads. I thought that Conrail had removed those big old open wire ones with a feed well before 2007. Anyway, I needed to see something. There it is. 94, 83. This is it. Alright, hold on. Oh yeah, CP94, that's the issue. MP, milepost, here we go. Hopefully we can wrap this up soon. Just need to get going here. Alright. So yeah, there's the Statsburg detector. I got the road. I just want to see what I labeled this as the last time I worked with it. Oh man. Okay, I gotta get that out of there. Somewhere I must have a zoom shot of this with the crossing and everything, because I was pretty far away from it. I did not get a zoom photo of this. This is so weird. I just want one with the detector and the road crossing, so I can just know what to name it. Okay, whatever. I can't really get the stuff here. Oh. Do I have a name for that Xing, the crossing? I think it's River Road. Okay. River Road Xing. '83 1S plus 2S clear. Okay, that's good enough. Hudson line, blah, blah, blah. Sorry for this. We just sort of got thrown off. I didn't have all my references. This one I have not visited because it's like way out on this causeway, and it's like a mile or two to walk into it. I really should get out there, but I just have not, and I really need to. I've gotten to most of the accessible ones, and the only ones left are the ones that are really out there. So here I have 86. Interesting that one of these has 2 heads and the other one does not. I don't know why one track would need the extra block. This also looks like it would have been a 3-tracker. I don't know my history of this part of the New York Central main line. But I'm definitely glad I got these. I don't know how, because at a certain point I started springing for business class so I could get the photos on this part of the line. This must have been before they swapped business class to the back of the train. So this is going to be... No, this does not... when I was asking why does that have 2 heads, I'm like, well, there's a crossover, dummy. No, there's another intermediate about 1 mile. This is the Rhinecliff station, and there's another intermediate that's actually fairly accessible just south of the station. I should probably try to convince my friend to go there next time. We're always on a little bit of a rush going up, and that's going to involve a hike. But I'll see if I can get him convinced to do that this coming year. This is for CP89. Oops, back. Is it gone? The hell? For whatever reason, I cut this photo. CP89. These have all been replaced with LEDs, even though they haven't been resignaled. But they have had the signals replaced, specifically the heads. Oops. Amtrak Hudson Line CP89. That's a special thing I do for the Hudson Line, because there's a lot of other CPs that would overlap. And honestly, as it turned out, I'm glad that I did. So, interesting thing on CP89, I think the signal bridge is still there. I think they just put new signals on it, or at least new heads. The neat bit here was once I was on the lake shore, and there was some problem. I don't know if it was our train or other train. They had to set a car out, and the conductor is like, the dispatcher said he threw this switch to this dump track, and the conductor's like, well, it's not throwing. And they went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until at some point the conductor realized that it's a hand throw, that the dispatcher was unlocking it. Now, the dispatcher didn't know about either. This is the problem when you don't have road days. This is what happens when your crews don't know their territory. They make weird mistakes like that. But it was like 15 minutes before they realized, like, oh, it's a hand throw, and they hand threw it, and there you go. So here is one of my more favorite interlockings. This was also involved a little bit of a walk, but I was able to get in there. This is what, CP93. Yeah, there was a pole line in there that completely vanished. I used to come up here all the time on the train. In this time frame, 2000, specifically, let's see, 2000, like 6, 7, 8 was when I was up here a lot. many times a year. And for whatever thing, I just never got I just never had the opportunity to get photos from the train, except for this one time. Let's see. I would come up about Columbus Day. I'd come like Columbus Day, MLK Presidents. So maybe I would come up like maybe 3 round trips a year. I did a bunch of round trips. We've seen some of them. Like I went to Voorheesville and stuff, but I just didn't get stuff from from whatever. And you'll see the cool part of this is that this has had this beautiful bracket mast. Oh, look at that. New York Central bracket mast. This is the Berrysville where the 4-track went to 2-track. I don't know. There's points in the New York Central main line where it was 4-track, 3-track. It's a little bit confusing. I don't have enough diagrams and stuff to quite get where it was, but as you can see, there's no hint of a pole line. This interlocking was in the process of being resignaled. But there was just absolutely no hint of a pole line anywhere. None. But in 2007, in these photos here, boom, you can see the pole line. This is CP 124. I actually came out here. I got good photos of these, but I didn't get good photos of the searchlight on a bridge because it's like some dudes in a freaking high-rail truck showed up, and I had to sneak through the woods to get out, to get out of there to where my friend was waiting. I got photos of this in 2020. This is weird. The photos aren't quite matching up the underlying thing. Oh, maybe it looped around. I'm missing like a lot of pictures. I just must decide to junk them. But that just seems bizarre that I would do that. CP. So CP 124/5 is where, even before the current Amtrak lease of the entire line above Poughkeepsie, so up to Poughkeepsie it's Metro North, then it was Conrail ownership, but Amtrak would maintain north of CP 124. That's where it would go to 110 miles an hour. The reason is because CP 124 and 125 is where the freight would come in from Selkirk Yard via this special connection. So they didn't have to worry about damaging the line and whatnot. So it went from about 90, 95 miles an hour with a couple segments of 100 to 110. Interesting thing of why is there a random signal bridge here? There was a siding track. I have an older cab video or some stuff of this that shows a third sort of siding track right there, probably for industry or whatnot. I'm wondering if this my bad experience trying to get photos at Columbus Day, President's Day, and MLK Day were the issue. This again, all these at the interlockings, the searchlights have been replaced with LED heads. And if I go to one last thing here, because I know exactly where it is, Skodak. Here's a signal bridge. There's just absolutely no sign of that pole line. And finally, our last bit at CP125, it's in service on track 2 only. Now, here's the pole line that I remember, where it's got the Amtrak one, where it's got that little like telecom grade wire. And I thought that was still there. Unfortunately, so this is here, this beautiful half New York Central sort of hammerhead signal bridge, but again, like I said, it's been replaced. This is another one that's also a lot of these are just very inaccessible. Not the most, but you're talking a minimum 2-mile round trip to hike in. And when I'm up there with my friend, I'm not on my own time. I'm with a friend, and that's 20 minutes on the hike. If I ran it, I'd get the time down. But you're looking half an hour on the walk alone, half an hour to 40 minutes, plus the 40-something minutes it's going to take you to, or 20-something minutes. You're just not going to have anything to do with that. And that'll hopefully wrap us up. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this. Sorry it sort of veered off the rails. I didn't know. I kept forgetting that there was weird Hudson line photos at the tail end of this. So I'm at least glad I got these. I can see what that pole line was there in 2007. If I look hard, I forget when we started. There was a certain point where we would travel. I would travel up there every year. Let's see if I have it on this one. In 2013, I should have. No, I actually flew in that time. That's the one time I flew. Okay, here we go. Let's try 2012. Nope, I'm not taking. At a certain point, I'm like, I need to get photos of these. Screw it. I'm taking business class. And I started doing business class every year on this. I just did not take a lot of Hudson Line photos. I mean, I technically have them in signaling, but I don't know. It cuts off on this computer like 2017. All right, here we go. Oh, the pole line. That's right. That's what I want to deal with. Here we go. Give it just 1 second here. I don't have a... See, I must not have been taking a lot of them. I got a lot of CP, yeah. There it goes. So the pole line was there in 2015. There it is again. It looks like they have the tap in place too. Yep, there's the tap right there. See that little thing? That's the pole line tap. And this would have been again in 2015. That building was sort of going up. That's still there. And there's the ones at Tivoli. Okay. Well then. The next question I have is, again, I'm just trying to solve this little mystery. Hudson River Walk. Would this have been it? No. I went with some friends. I used to stay with a friend in the Hudson River Valley on a yearly basis. I think that, there you go, Hudson Line Signals in 2016. I was very active this day. Oh, come on. Yeah, it looks like that they were cleaned out between 2015 and 2016. Yep, they're gone. Well, that's interesting. That probably a CSX thing. They really didn't like pole lines. I remember I said that hand throw switch. This is a hand throw. See, it looks like a switch machine, but it's not an automatic. It's a hand throw. All right. Well, there you go. Yeah. See, looks like that antenna's brand new for the communication line. So they did a pole line replacement in 2015. All right. That's it. That's the end of the mystery. Thank you, everybody. I had a great time. Any questions here? So to get a full to go out there lets me do a full 360, all the angles, almost enough to replicate it in VR if I wanted to at some point. So that's the problem. Like, I can see a thing, but I can't get enough photos to really document it. But anyway, thank you so much. I got to get going. I got an early 8. I'm going to Long Branch, New Jersey, and then I'm taking the train back down from Penn Station to Washington, D.C. So have a great night, and we'll see what we can find to do the next time. Did that one. Oh, so we've got a couple coming. Oh, those are really long. Those are the Christmas ones I'm looking to do. I want to do Adirondack Dome car. I might start doing. That's an interesting one. See, I can. Oh, there's a lot of crap in here, like Renaissance Fair photos and junk. So I can get rid of all those. All right, I'm gonna kill this right now. But so I'm gonna be looking at. I'm gonna be looking to do the ones for the Adirondack Dome car. Yeah. All right, I'm out. Oops, there it goes. And I will see you.